Krush. Real people, real topics, real talk. And today, I got my boy Maxwell back on the show. We about
What
to
up,
get
though?
into some things, talking about
Hmm.
some politics, the president, potential president, and the upcoming election, and what's going on with these presidents catching cases and their kids catching cases and all this shit that's going on right now.
Right.
What's going on with all this shit right now?
Hey, to me, it's just a bunch of bullshit, man. But we gonna get into it, though. We gonna get into it. It's definitely a bunch of bullshit.
No, I think so. I feel like the political climate is going straight to
Right.
hell. Okay.
It's crazy.
So Trump was found guilty in New York on this hush
Hmm.
money case for let's
34
say
count.
34 felony charges of falsifying business records related to his former lawyer, Michael Cohen,
Hmm.
giving money to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
Hmm.
Trump is the first former president that's been convicted of a crime.
Right.
It's also alleged that, so with this case, it's some things that they not saying.
Hmm. What are some of the things they're not
The
saying?
shit that they not saying is the same shit that they didn't explain to the jury, which is it's alleged that he committed another crime of alleged illegal attempt to influence the 2016 election.
Oh, they made a point to not let none of that be said in the case. That was on
Yeah, and
purpose.
but that's not it. Tax fraud and violations of federal and state election laws. So this shit was applied to the case, but it never was disclosed to the jury or the public.
Because it was
Well, it's been
told.
disclosed to the public, but it was never
Yeah,
fully explained to the jury.
they said on CNN that those things that you just mentioned would not be brung up in court. They were supposed to keep it like a certain guise, a certain look supposed to stay on this case, and you're only supposed to look at it from this lens. Don't worry about all the other stuff that he did because that has nothing to do with it. Which it does, because when one of us go to jail, they bring out all the shit we done did since we was 12. So I don't
What?
see, like with this stuff, a lot of this stuff that Trump is doing, it just lets me know the hypocrisy of this nation. Like these are some of the biggest hypocrites we've ever been around in our lives.
Ever.
This
Because
shit
I
crazy.
have seen kids, teenage kids, get in trouble and they go back into their juvenile record,
Hmm.
bringing up shit they did when they was kids and
When
they
they was
in their
14 to
20s and
12.
30s.
Yep. Yep. They are, and for them not to bring up the stuff that he did just lets me know that it's an agenda. It's an agenda. I've always felt that it's two types of justice in this world: the justice that black people get, and the justice that, excuse my French, but the justice that white people get. And you can clearly see that this man is treated way differently on a federal level than somebody that's of a darker hue.
So do you think Obama would have been shown this much grace in the
What?
same type of case?
What? Hell no, man. They tried to crucify Obama because he wore a cream suit. Let alone, let alone him pay
Okay.
some hush money to an alleged porn star. Oh my God, they'd have been talking. If that shit would have happened 8 years ago, they would have been talking about it to this day.
And that's the shit I'm not understanding. Like, y'all really got this man. Like, all the shit that y'all could have got him on, this is what they decided to.
Because he was guilty. And the only reason why they brung it up is because he paid her with campaign funds. That's the only reason.
Oh, it's paid with campaign funds. See, now
That's
we
the
digging
only
into
reason.
it. Now we
That's the
digging.
only reason why he's even being brought up on charges, period. Because it was paid with campaign money. And once they prove that,
But they
he
said
lost the
that the
case.
lawyer. Okay, so tell me this: if the lawyer is the one who made the payments, why is Trump being found guilty on the charges?
Because the lawyer works for Trump.
So basically, saying Trump told him to give her the money.
He couldn't have got the money unless Trump gave him the okay, you work for me. So if I tell you to do something on my behalf, you did it on my behalf. Now you wrong as two left shoes too,
What
but
about to say,
still,
was he brought up on charges ever?
oh,
The
his lawyer,
lawyer.
yeah, his lawyer's a convicted felon. Um, his fucking secretary of defense is a defense. He got like 10 to 11 people that's close to him that are all convicted felons.
So
Now,
tell me this: do that count them out as being unworthy of doing a job because they're convicted felons?
well, I look at it like
Because
this.
we don't want to count them out because they made mistakes in their life. Everybody made mistakes.
Everybody do make mistakes, but it's about for me, I think it's like your intentions. Now, if you made this mistake and your intentions was to try to feed somebody, try to house somebody, clothe somebody, then yeah, there may be an opportunity for a rehabilitation. But if you already up and you just doing this shit to get upper, for lack of a better phrase, no, ain't no rehabilitation in you. You did that shit and you ain't think you was gonna get away with it. You thought you was gonna get away with it, I should say. And since you didn't, now you want to cry and say, it was his fault. This was his idea. If he wouldn't, no. I don't
Right.
think, I don't think, because ain't nothing gonna happen to him. If nothing happens to Trump, then ain't nothing gonna happen to them.
All
So,
right, so I'm glad you brought that up. So they said, although Trump has been found guilty, he could still become the president.
yeah, which is bullcrap.
The Constitution sets very few eligibility requirements to become the president,
This is
and
true.
not being a felon is not one of them.
This is true. And this is how a lot of people live in loopholes. When the forefathers was making their constitution, nobody in their right mind was even thinking about a convicted felon running for president, even being
Exactly.
big enough to be a convicted felon and run for president. Nobody is thinking about that. But again, people are people have this type of job to look at a contract and find out where the loophole is. And whatever that loophole is, let's see if we can live in this loophole. And that's all Trump did with the Constitution. He
So
living in the loophole.
we got somebody that just said in our comments, "You ain't black if you vote for Biden," and I don't know. We're gonna get into that in a minute because oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
I kind of like that statement because
No.
he was on some bullshit when he said you ain't black if you don't vote for his ass. I said what? Who the fuck
Nah,
he talking to?
I'm telling to
Oh,
keep to now I'm not telling nobody to follow my lead, but me personally, I think I'm gonna hold on to my vote, man. I don't
I
think
don't
I'm
know if
voting
that's a good
shit.
idea.
I mean, so me personally, I feel like because I did this 4 years ago, I had to vote for the lesser evil. Like
Mm.
it was two pieces of shit, and I had to vote for which piece of shit tastes better to me. But it's still shit. It's still shit. I'm still eating shit. So I'd rather not eat shit this year.
All right, let's get back to it.
I'm just saying
Okay,
it's
so the
still shit.
Constitution only has three requirements, and it's that you're a natural born citizen, a resident for at least 14 years, and that you at least 35 years or older. All right. It says nothing about having any type of
Criminal record.
criminal record or any character flaws. It
Hmm.
says there are no limitations based on character or criminal record.
So that
So
also lets you know that even if they a piece of shit, if they meet these requirements, they can run for office. Now we know it's gonna be a bunch of pieces of shit that's gonna try to run for this office. That's
it's
why.
not.
That's why
It's really just jumping by right now from what I'm saying. Like what
pieces
I'm
of shit.
saying, I don't see nothing else. And my thing is, to me, it's a money game. It's like a money thing.
Money. What you mean?
Who gonna raise the most money? Who gonna
Oh
get?
yeah, yeah,
Who
yeah,
got the
yeah,
most money
yeah,
to
yeah,
pay for the
yeah,
seat?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Patrick Time
You
said voting for
seen?
Trump. Our
Is
commenter
it
said voting for Trump is a huge middle finger to the establishment. Who's establishment?
he talking about like the establishment of democracy, White House, all the stuff that we stood on before he got in office.
Okay, we're gonna
That's
get
what he
into that
talking about.
because it's some pros. Okay, so let's just jump into this for a second.
Hmm.
We got some pros and cons. The Washington D.C. establishment. Okay,
Hmm.
so we got some pros and cons from Newsweek
Okay.
about voting for. What's this Newsweek? Wait a minute, y'all. I don't know if this is Newsweek. Sorry,
It don't matter. It's a trusted source where we got this from.
it's a
It's a
trusted source
trusted
for
source.
sure.
Yes. Yes.
Bureaucrats don't like Trump. Yeah, because they have their own agenda. So
Right.
vote for Trump from this article had more pros than voting for.
So what are the pros for voting for Trump? I want to hear this. Tell me the pros, please,
Okay, for who?
for Trump.
Okay, so the pros of voting for Trump was tax
Hmm.
cuts, more deregulations. So the regulations is the more deregulations create more jobs and sustain more
Okay.
jobs, right?
Okay. Supposed to.
Secure border, less war, lower inflation. And this is all what they said. Tax cuts, more deregulations, less federal spending debt, return to strong economy. They say he's against socialized medicine, tax hikes, and and job killing regulations. Whereas Biden, his cons were tax hikes,
Hmm.
anti-gig economy legislation, like taking away jobs like Lyft, um, Uber and all those jobs that's creating
Hmm.
millions of dollars in income for people a year,
Hmm.
massive spending increases, path to socialist healthcare, and a $15 minimum wage, which they saying will fuck us up in the next, I think, 3-4 years by 2027.
Hmm. So at going up to $15 an hour would crash the economy in 3 years.
Yep, and they said more regulations. They said he shouldn't take it from 7 to 15. He should like take it up maybe to 10 or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like to me the cons of
That's
Biden
right, Patrick.
affects us more than the pros from Trump. Because if he trying to get rid of Uber and Lyft, who is that? Who's that directly affecting?
That's affecting the fucking middle class and lower classmen that's trying
Yes,
to
us,
provide for their
us,
families.
us. Say it, us.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
affecting us
Oh no,
directly.
I'm not gonna say that because it's all I've seen like I have a vehicle, but I get lists of Ubers for my kids all the time, and it's always a foreigner or sometimes it's a white person, and sometimes it's a black person. But I
Yeah,
feel like it affects all the middle and lower classmen. I
I agree.
mean,
I
class
agree.
people.
I agree. I agree.
Patrick Tom said California raised their minimum wage to $20, and it didn't work out so good. That's what I'm saying. He need to.
So listen, raising the minimum wage means nothing if the average cost of rent is $2,000. If everything keeps going up and you raise them and you got to work more to get less, like what are we talking about?
Yeah, but at the same time, that's why they need to regulate the housing shit because right now that's out of control. It's no way like nobody in Detroit should be paying. $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 for a 3-bedroom house,
No, you
which
should
I
not.
pay $1,400 a month. That's ridiculous for
You
a
should
house in
not.
Detroit.
You should not. You should not.
Exactly. So
And
somebody
it
needs to regulate
drastically.
that first.
I agree. I agree. And I'm solution based. So I'm over here trying to think of ways that could be regulated. I don't know, because working more ain't gonna get it. Like giving
That ain't
us more
it.
shifts and hours, that's not gonna
That
get it.
ain't it.
And we
Nobody
already
has to
know,
spend their life working just to sustain a household.
yeah, just
It's
for penny.
ridiculous.
Yeah, you should not have to work just to pay your rent. Like you. I remember a time when $15 an hour used to put you in a different echelon or a different tax bracket to where you can have a household, 2, 3 cars, and maybe take your kids and pay for them to do some other shit that they ain't normally gonna do off
I
$15 an hour.
remember thinking that $20. I can remember a time when I was like, when I make it to $20 an hour, bro, I made it.
Comfortable, comfortable,
Now I'm like twenty
comfortable.
dollars an hour. Who? I ain't gonna make it.
$15
I ain't
an
gonna make
hour is the new $10 an hour, and $20 an hour is the new $15 an hour. And
So
as lo-
Patrick's time said record number of people have 2 or more jobs under Biden. And that's insane.
yeah,
Nobody, that's insanical. That's like what?
you need 2 jobs just to sustain one house.
And guess what? One of them jobs is Lyft, Uber, Instacart. One of them jobs that Biden is trying to get rid of.
Yep,
It's
yep.
one of those second jobs. And that's what I'm not
Hmm.
understanding. How are you taking people little hustles away where, that affords them to be able to put gas in their car, food in their refrigerators, lunch money in their kids' pocket. You know what I'm
But
saying?
think about it like this. Think about it this way. If they take those hustles away, what's the next recourse of trying to get some money if now you don't have this hustle to pay for what you used to have? Now where do you
It's
got to
gonna
go?
be people getting robbed and killed and all type of shit again. So crime is gonna
Yeah,
go back up.
crime is gonna go back
Crime is
up,
gonna go back up.
and you got to go back to the government and ask them for
That's true,
help.
Patrick. Time automation is replacing low skilled labor. What they trying to do, they trying to replace humans with robots and computers.
Hmm.
But what they don't know is like that's gonna cost them more money in the long run because it's gonna cost more money to keep that shit updated and upgraded than it would just to
And
pay a regular person.
wherever you put this place, you got to be smart wherever you put it, because
Yeah.
you can't put no automated McDonald's on Linwood and think it's gonna stay there.
Hell no. What?
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna put that thing on Linwood and they're gonna gut that bitch like they do houses looking for copper. So like
Better
it's a
put that
double
shit
edged.
in all the what they call it, Metro Detroit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put it
That's
where
all
it's
the outskirts of the city. That's what
yeah, where
Metro
it's
Detroit is
decent
called.
police
I
response.
mean Southfield, Livonia, Redford,
Yes.
Dearborn,
And hey, I wish I had an air horn or something.
Warren.
Thank you for that. Because when we look at the news and they be like Detroit, and then they say the shit happened in Troy, oh my God, it irritates my soul.
Metro Detroit area,
Yes,
not the
metropolitan Detroit.
actual
That
city.
means around.
Yeah,
It ain't in.
people don't know that.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. That shit grinds my gears, man. Like what?
What you say?
Man,
That
that
shit be
happened in
pissing me off.
man, that shit happened in Roseville. It's not Detroit. Now there might be some niggas out there, but it ain't Detroit, man. That shit not
Nah,
happening in Detroit.
nah. So yeah. So the pros, the cons though for Trump were immigration restrictions and more tariffs.
And more who?
Tariff.
Terror. I think that's something dealing with the
Jobs
international.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that has something to do with jobs that are overseas, because he's been talking about a long time about bringing those jobs back from India, China, all and bringing
Leave
those
me your
jobs
information.
back
I'll
here.
let you come on the show, Patrick. Put your social media in the comments, and
Right.
I'll reach out to you. I'll contact you.
So
I hear you.
I think that's what the tariffs is. I think he's trying to bring those jobs back from those other countries. So I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
and that
yeah.
is and that is a way to bolster the economy, is to bring back jobs. But my whole thing with Trump is like, so people that are going to vote for Trump, I don't want to hear you say shit about racism.
But wait,
Now,
would you
nope,
rather know what a motherfucker is on than not? Joe Biden is probably the same way, but I mean, he created the crime bill. I don't understand why people don't understand this. You think he called black kids monkeys? It's
he did.
footage all over the internet. Why don't nobody
He
talk about
did.
this?
I agree. Yes, he sure
Nobody
fucking
says nothing about that, but they get
he
on
sure
Trump. But
did.
Trump, back when he was creating the crime bill, Trump was amongst all the black Hollywood actors, stars, football players, everybody. Back in the 80s and 90s, love Trump. Not everybody hate Trump. I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes it feel weird.
I don't necessarily hate. I don't hate either one of them. I don't like either one of them. I
Your
don't hate them.
IG or Facebook
I don't.
handle.
I don't need. I mean, I don't necessarily too much. I'm indifferent when it comes to either one of them. Both of them are, in my eyes, are equally racist. But it's,
It's just
I
one is more out with it than the other.
yeah,
And
one is
that's
willing
because
to say
Trump
it, and the
is
other one
Trump.
is not. So, but my whole
So
thing
look,
is, yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you willing to vote for an openly racist person, then in my eyes, you really can't say much about racism or have a problem with racism. I guess you can still have a problem with it. But I mean, I guess I don't want to hear those people that's voting for Trump. I don't want to hear anything about racism. Like, so now, okay, you dealt with the open racist. So now let's move on from there. Now, what's the next issue with this person now that you didn't accepted them?
Listen, I think we made this clear on the last show that we did.
Hmm.
Neither of them give a fuck about us.
No, no. That's why I'm thinking about holding on to my vote. That's exactly why. I'm not going into this shop looking at both of these people look down upon me, but want something from me. Man, F y'all. F y'all.
I can't say that I'm upset with you at all.
Okay. That's how I
He
feel. Like
said
I
Trump
said,
has more support from minorities than any Republican over 6 decades. And
that's fine. That's fine.
I think it's because Trump. I ain't gonna lie. To me, he is who the fuck he is. Love him or hate him, but he's a great businessman. And
Is he?
I ain't gonna lie.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Every time it's a
We
Democrat in
can't.
office, every time it's a Democrat in office, black people is hurting the words. My aunt said, my aunt literally told me she retired from the post office last year, and I was talking to
Mhm.
her about this, and she said the most that she ever struggled is when motherfucking Obama was in office. She said
I
she
agree.
have never struggled at that hard ever.
I agree with that. I agree with that because Obama really did not do much for us when he was in office. He didn't.
So I don't want to hear it about Democrats and Republicans because listen, I know it was a filibuster and shit got flip flopped and this and all this way, but this is not the '60s, bro. It's not. It's not those times no more. The civil rights movement is gone. These are not the same
Mm,
people. It's not the
mm.
same agenda.
It's the same agenda. I don't think. I think the agenda. I think the agenda needs to be refocused. Like we need to come up a way to have some type of leverage because our people, we
Look at
don't
that
have.
comment.
What's that?
Look at that last comment. He said Obama more white than he is black.
I mean,
Boy, hey, he going hard in the comments. He going hard.
I ain't mad at
Hey,
her.
Patrick, I don't know.
I ain't mad at her. Because again,
I don't know.
Obama made a bill, the LGBTQ bill, for and coupled it under civil rights. And again, I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of people playing in our face. That is playing in our face at the most high. How dare you be having civil rights and being gay is not the same thing. And I'm sorry for those that may not like what I'm about to say, but I don't live in gray areas like we said the last pop. I don't live in gray areas. I'm concrete, black and white. People, we are born with this skin. Some people, and
Yeah.
if you are born being gay, then more power to you. But if this is something that you acquired over a period of time, or something that may have happened to you and you acquired this,
It's
I
not the
know
same.
it's still Pride Month. I'm not about to go hard like that, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
But I want to
But if
point out something to you. I'm glad that you brought that up because
mhm,
this year, President Obama declared Transgender Day on
mm,
Easter, March 31st.
on Easter,
The day that we supposed to be praising the Lord, the day that Jesus rose, he declared Transgender Day. And Trump hit the fucking ceiling. He was snapping all day.
come on, man. Come on. And then you want me to be serious, and you do stuff like that. Come on, man. Oh, I
And
can't
this is
say it.
who
I can't
and
say
this
it. I
is
can't say
who
it.
they black people put Democrats up on the pedestal all the fucking time.
Yeah,
All
and
the time.
so let me give you a quick history. Let me give you some quick history about Democrats and Republicans. In the 1800s, black people were Republican, and we were so strong as a Republican Party because the black Republicans at that time were more about what's going to help us in the future. So I'm putting this person in this office because I know he's going to do something legislation wise that's going to help me. They didn't move. Oh, and not to mention the person that created the Ku Klux Klan was a Democrat. Y'all can look that up. I don't know his name, but y'all can look
So
that
Pastor
up if you
Charles
want to look.
said Republicans were the abolishment party.
Yes, they were. They were because a lot of abolitionists were Republicans. Frederick
Yeah.
Douglass, um, George Washington Carver. I forget the man that became he was a senator. He stole a Confederate boat, stole them niggas' boat, brung it back, took all that and shit, and then used the Mississippi to go get some more slaves and bring it back. But yeah, so we were not always Democrats. And the reason why they moved to Democrat is because of like people like Richard Nixon, who Richard Nixon is the originator of the drug bill, the dare, that whole shit we went through in middle school when we was growing up, that dare shit, all that shit came from Richard Nixon. Then Reagan took that shit and pretty
Oh
much
yeah,
made trillion.
the
Yeah,
drug stuff. So
yep,
Patrick
yep.
Thomas said the last government official to be a member of the KKK was a lifelong Democrat. That's crazy. That's
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
crazy.
And that's why it bothers me when
It
people
bothers me
say
too. It bothers
that
me
we
too.
are in love because we are in love with Democrats, and I don't understand why. I
The
don't.
civil rights movement. The only thing black people got to hold on to is the civil rights movement, and at that time they were Democrats. That's
Yep,
it. That's
yep.
all.
The people that put the civil rights together, they were Democrats. You're
Yeah,
absolutely correct.
that's
You're
it.
absolutely correct.
That's the only thing
John
they hold
Kennedy,
on to.
John F.
They don't
Kennedy.
look at nothing else, and whatever they was taught coming up by some ignorant black people who didn't know much about politics, whatever they told them, and they ran with it.
Hmm.
Look,
I
Democrats
wouldn't
filibustered
say,
the civil rights movement. Yup, that's what everybody keeps saying. Everybody keeps
I
telling me that.
wouldn't, I wouldn't say that they were ignorant. I think that they were just looking for somebody to help, and they knew that it wasn't going to be anybody of their color that can help them. And the first person that came along that said that they was gonna help them, that's the first train that they jumped on.
Mm.
That's what I feel. I feel
Kind
like
of
it
like
was
right
that.
now. Kind of like what they do now.
But see, they wouldn't let any of us be that type of leader. Like the shit Kendrick did is scary to them
Yeah,
because
hell yeah.
if
We gotta
he can
protect him by
unify,
all means necessary because the way he bringing the black people together, and both sides together and creating unity and showing it to the world that black people are not what they try to put out and portray us to be. It's,
mm-hmm,
like you said, it's dangerous. And every person that tries to stand up and show unity amongst black people, something happens to
and I feel like now more than ever, us unifying should be like on the very top of our priority list,
them. Yup,
and not
yup,
and
very
not
top.
just and not just black people. I'm just saying people as a whole, because
Yup.
I don't know if y'all noticed this, but ever since COVID, it feels like the government is trying to make people do shit that they don't want to do anymore.
Yup.
And that in
Trying to make
itself,
it like where you have to do some shit.
because before COVID, it was a like, I have to do this. I have to go to work. I have to pay this bill. I have to do that. But once COVID came and it showed people that you can still have the same lifestyle, you ain't got to go to fucking work. If you got
Yup.
some gumption, some wherewithal about yourself, you got a team, you got some motherfuckers around, you can make a fucking living. And the government seeing that, and they're like, no, 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 no. That's cool and all. We appreciate that, but we need y'all to go back to being mindless drones because that was the way that we was making our money, and we can't do what we need. We can't do what we used to do if y'all don't do what y'all
Because
did.
guess what? The crack era is gone, so they can't use
And
that
so,
no more.
nope.
And so now all they got is the internet and to try to brainwash motherfuckers.
They got the
That's all
internet.
they.
They know that our next generation of kids, they trying to brainwash this next generation of kids because I feel like they have the soul of the people from the 60s inside of them. Like they have a
Yeah,
rebellious soul, they smart
yeah,
as fuck, and they not
yeah.
going for the status quo. So
They not.
we can't have a bunch of young-minded people that's unifying against us. No, we can't have that.
Yeah,
Because if they unify against us, then they're gonna go to the old heads, and the old heads gonna tell them, well, you probably need to go down here, you probably need to go over there. You know what I'm saying? You go down the street, talk to them motherfuckers, and that's the last fucking thing they want. That's the
yeah. They don't
last thing.
want the. I feel like their biggest fear is for us to really come together and
Yeah,
stop killing each other and hold each other up in high honor. And
yeah,
like I feel like that's their worst nightmare right there. You
of
know what I'm
course,
saying?
of
Like,
course. Anytime a group of black people talk about black nationalism, and black nationalism ain't nothing but black people supporting black people. They got Latino nationalism, they got Indian nationalism, they got white nationalism. But as soon as black people say, okay, 10 of us gonna take $10,000 and go buy these 5 buildings. Oh, what the fuck? First off, how they get $10,000? Secondly, who are they
yeah,
talking to be able to buy these buildings? Thirdly, do they even got the right codes to have these built? Like, anytime we try to unify, it's always like steel versus steel. But at this point, I think we need to be like, fuck it. Our steel is gonna bang harder than y'all steel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So look, so back to the election. So he
Mm-hmm.
said, a vote for Biden is a vote for the status quo.
Sure is.
Biden has been in politics for 20% of the country's
He said Biden did what?
has been in politics for 20% of the country's existence.
Yeah, the nigga 90. He 90. And that's another thing. Y'all talk all this shit about this man being a lunchbox. Like he just there. Ain't nothing inside of it. He just a
Yeah.
shell. Why the fuck are y'all about to vote for a shell?
That's insane.
And this another theory. It's another one of my theories. I'm not wishing this upon this man, but he's a 90-year-old man. So if he passes away in office, that's going to give Kamala the seat. And if she get the seat, oh please,
What?
anything bad that y'all think was going to happen is going to happen under her, because Kamala, when that crime bill came out, she was the attorney general in California that was putting everybody in jail for. She gave a nigga a 20 years for a pound of weed,
Wow.
and she gonna be right back on that shit if she get back in that office. I know
See,
she
that's
is.
so fucked up. I don't like that type of shit. I don't fuck with
Yeah.
it.
So.
So in this case against Trump,
Mhm.
uh, he's fighting the verdict, filing motions and all that. And if the motions don't work, he's gonna file an appeal, and he's out on bail, and he's gonna be out on bail fighting. I mean, he's gonna be out on bail running for president.
Yeah.
Like this is history. Like this is history. We ain't
Yeah.
never seen this before.
I
We
don't know what.
ain't never.
I don't know what part of history this is. It's not a part of history that I'm like
American
proud of. I'm not. I'm
2024.
not a proud. I'm not proud of it at all. Like, and then think about the people. Excuse me. Think about the people that have been dealing with felony convictions for over 20 years.
Yep, can't
And
get
and
job.
and you mean to tell me that because this person is white, he gets to run for the highest office with the same conviction that I got? So if they do this, they're gonna have to change the president. Seriously, you're
And
gonna have
that
to
means
change
that
the
I be
president.
voting for the felon.
I'll be voting for a felon. Well, more power to you, Hoss. More power to you. If that's what you want to do. You are an
Let's get
adult. You are
into
a grown.
Let's get into Joe Biden's son.
Uh,
Hunter Biden, who is Joe Biden's oldest child, has been found guilty of 3 felony charges after lying to a licensed gun dealer on his application to obtain a firearm while he was using drugs.
stupid.
This marks the first criminal conviction of a sitting U.S. president's child. So
Mm,
this is our history.
mm-hmm.
Hunter Biden is Joe Biden's only living son. His other son passed away. I think he had
Yeah.
brain cancer
His
or something like that.
yeah. His favorite son passed. Hunter is the black sheep.
Outcast.
Yeah, the favorite son passed away, and I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
it's been some times where he done told him the wrong son died. That's not funny. I'm sorry. That's not funny. My bad.
I
I'm sorry.
see that. I see that. So I no like shout out, man. Listen, Hunter was sleeping with his sister-in-law, got her hooked on crack. I seen that earlier this week on Jason Lee show. Oh my god! Look,
That's fucking
wait a
crazy.
minute. No, for real, this is facts. This is true. I seen this earlier this week on Jason Lee show. Go watch that shit. It came out Monday. I swear, y'all think
Hmm.
I'm bullshit. This nigga was sleeping with his dead brother, bitch, and got her hooked on drugs.
I'm telling you.
This
I'm
shit is
telling
beyond
you.
me, bro.
Hunter Biden is the rich white kid that has access to the government because of his dad. And man, it ain't no telling all the shit that Biden has been cleaning up for this boy. This just happened to get
No,
out in the
his
public.
whole life.
His
His
whole
whole life.
life.
Love
You
you
can't
too.
you can't tell me that Hunter Biden is not an idiot. You can already tell by the charges that he's a buffoon. And when you have a child as an idiot, you have to deal with that. If you ain't going sit him down somewhere, put him in one of them concentration camps where ain't nobody ever gonna catch him or see him, and you could go visit him whenever you want to. If you ain't gonna do that, then you got to clean up stuff like this. He talking about he not gonna give him a pardon if he gets convicted. Bullshit. You're not gonna watch your son go to jail. You're not.
Oh no. So Okay, so Patrick Ty said Joe signed up Hunter to be his bag man. Really? Look, Joe Biden said that he is not gonna pardon Hunter's sentence, though, y'all.
I don't believe it. I don't believe him.
He said
I
he's
don't
not
believe him.
pardoning him. He's not giving him a
I don't
pardon.
believe him. If he may not
That's
pardon him
because
in
the
the
nigga
public.
not gonna go to jail. He ain't gonna have to give him a pardon.
Exactly.
That's why
Exactly.
nobody like you
Exactly. I don't
you're not gonna have to give him a pardon because the nigga not gonna go to jail.
exactly. But again, all of my voters, this goes back to what I was saying. You have two pieces of shit to choose from. Which piece of shit tastes good to you?
Patrick Ty said Biden may pardon both Trump and Hunter. Oh no, he ain't gonna pardon Trump. That's a fucking rap. He can't stand Trump.
Trump gonna pardon his damn self.
Right.
I,
I really believe Trump gonna win, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
wouldn't be shocked.
He
I
raised
would
like
not be
how much
shocked.
money did he raise? He
After
raised
that
like billions
conviction,
of dollars.
he raised $34.7 million right after being convicted for
You
34.
feel me? He gonna have that seat because he gonna be able to pay for that bitch. Period.
But that just let me know that, like, I understand why people are not voting for Biden because, you know, we went through 4 years of pretty much nothing. And not to mention, you keep giving money to Ukraine and freaking Israel. You keep giving them money.
All our money. All our money. Every
It's
day.
like,
We can't get shit.
it's like you get on there and talk about inflation all fucking day. And in the same breath, you tell us how you gonna send money, because inflation is money, right? You're gonna
Yeah.
send money that you can put into the economy that may give us a little weight off of our back for a couple months. But you're gonna send
And
that
give it
shit
to
to
a whole
Ukraine.
other country.
You're gonna get that shit to Ukraine, and I have a and I have a theory why they're doing that. But
What's the theory?
I don't want to get your page taken down because
Oh yeah, never mind. Never mind.
I'll text it to you.
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
text
yeah.
it to you. I'll text it to you.
Okay. But I mean, that shit really pisses me off because it's like, why would you tell us you was gonna eliminate student loan debt, right?
Because he's trying to get our
And then
vote.
give our money to another fucking country.
But think about it. Think about that. Who is student loan debt directly affected?
That's right, Patrick. Thank you.
Me and you. People that are in their late 30s, early 40s, late 50s, the 80 babies. That's who that's going to affect. And he knew that's the only thing that we care about. Oh, you going to take our student loans away? Oh, you my man. You my man. And as soon as that black vote was locked up, oh, well, we can only do 200, maybe 210 million. We can't just do that. That would destroy the economy. Shut the
It's a whole bunch of shit destroying our economy that they ain't stopped doing yet.
Come on, man.
It just pisses me off so bad. And this is why I have no I literally I just have no type of faith in the government. Like fuck them all. Like like it's no such thing at this time as the lesser evil. Like you said, they both
They
like what
both
the fuck?
discuss.
You feel me?
They both trash. We both dealing.
Yeah.
We're both in the garbage. They're both in the garbage. They both
Well,
garbage,
man, I
man.
just want to say, huh?
They both garbage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So I just want to say thank you for coming up. You have anything else to say? Go ahead.
real quick, while we're talking about Trump, I want all of you
Yes.
people to go and look up this thing called Project 2025. All right. It's an initiative that the Republican Party has been pushing since since that insurrection shit that happened in 2020. So to give y'all a little synopsis of what this is, Project 2025 is going to, instead of you having merit and actually knowing how to do a job, the only way you're going to get federal jobs, um, jobs like if you work at a nuclear plant, things of that nature, the only way you're going to get those jobs is if you pledge your allegiance to Trump. If you don't pledge your allegiance to Trump, you're not going to be able to get those jobs. So Project 2025 is about loyalty and how loyal you're going to be to Trump in order to live a regular life. So I want y'all to, when y'all get a chance, you know, you talking all that shit on the internet, go look up Project 2025. Go educate yourself.
Yeah, I might have to check
And
that out. That's kind of crazy.
and if you still want to vote for Trump after that, hey, more power to you. You obviously like the taste of shit.
The commentator said Trump is the first nominee in modern history that didn't get permission from the establishment.
Yeah, y'all ever seen
He do
House
what
of
he want to
Cards?
do. He do what he want to do. That's my birthday twin too, Donald Trump. Me and his birthday on the same day.
When
And
is that?
people
When
hate
is
when I
Donald
say
Trump
that,
birthday?
but it is what it is. I can't help that I was born on the same day as Trump,
What day is that?
June 14th.
Oh, you just had a birthday. Okay. All right, Trump. All right, Trump baby.
My friends hate. They like me and my friends be going head up about this type of shit, man. They hate this. They can't stand because I always be like, man, fuck the Democrats. They hate when I say that shit, but they still holding on to some bullshit. Whatever.
Man,
But thank you for coming out today. Oh my God, we've
no
been on the
problem.
call 46 minutes.
That's a
Like,
good
this
pod.
got
That's a
kind
good
of deep
pod.
and interesting. Well, I'm going to have you back again. We're going to have to get back on this shit during this whole
Okay.
election. We got to keep up with all this shit and see and make sure we making sense of this shit, okay?
No, more. I'm more than willing to. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you. Y'all have a great
No
day.
problem. Tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me on Twitter, X, Jesus Christ. All my tags is Jesus Christ. GEZZUSKRICE. Yes, I spell Jesus with a G, Christ with a K.
Okay, I'm going to make sure to tag you in the description, okay?
Please do. Please do. I'm gonna put
For
this on all
sure.
my platforms. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Shout out to
No
Patrick
problem.
Times. Shout out Big Pat.
Shout out Big Pat.
Right.
Thanks for coming out.
For sure.